Hello everyone and welcome back to another AFK journey video. In this video we're going to be going over the top teams for Illucia as of today. There are a couple of top new teams we're definitely going to go through, but we're going to begin with the most free-to-play version, only using Fresto as a Celestial Hyper-G and real Fresto in front of the Smoky with the Harmonic spell. As for the charms, a lot of the heroes are going to be using these charms I'm going to currently say today, which are Gale charms onto Sinbad, Arcane charms onto Sonya, Sorcery charms onto Fresto, Smoky with the Recovering or the Sorcery charms. Hugin here, I'm running him with the Blast charms, but Hugin isn't a part of the top teams of today, only in this sort of budget version. But the top teams of today are going to be using those same charms, so you can lock those charms in, but it will just come down to the twins. One of the top teams is using Sorcery on the twins, however the other two teams we're going to show today are going to be using Gale charms on the twins. So we'll talk about it when we get to it, but for the other heroes it is going to be this. So this team is great if you don't have the twins built. As you can see, we got 60 billion damage, but it has potential of getting even higher if we got better RNG. That is the thing about Illucia. She is a very, very high RNG boss. So whichever team you decide to go for, you're going to have to do multiple runs before you can get your top score. Like, even doing 20 runs sometimes isn't enough. Now we're going to move on to Beebsy and Raguto's team. This is a team for having Sorcery charms onto the twins. They will do the best with them. Apart from that, we have the Mystic onto the Shakir, we have the Gale onto Sinbad, and the other two are going to be like we talked about. So real Fresto in front of Smoky, Illusion in front of the Shakir. Blue twin on the right, pink twin on the left, and this is going to be the team lineup. This is a high RNG team. You're going to have to do multiple runs to get your top score, but this team can hit up to 75 billion damage today with the maxed out account. Now, of course, if your account investment is not as high, then it will not be able to do that. And this account, for example, we're on right now, even though this is pretty much a maxed out account, we do not have Paragon 4 onto the Sinbad, so we don't have his maximum damage potential, and I also haven't refined the Sinbad charms. People who refined the Sinbad charms today and got the perfect RNG, they're hitting over 77 billion damage. Closing in on 78 billion damage. Not with this team, but with the other team that I show you. But basically, that's just to show you that, of course, investment is going to affect your score in this boss along with the RNG. You need to have both things. So on a first run, we're going to get 69 billion, which is not a great score. You're going to have to do way more runs in order to get a top score with this team. But I actually am pretty surprised that that is going to take us into the top 6. Yeah, anyway, you're going to have to do more runs of this. But now what we're going to do for the final two teams, we're going to be changing the charm set onto the twins like we said. We're going to be giving them the Gale charms, and this is going to be very important. Now, if you do not have the Gale charm set, the advice is just completely break the set. Don't run any set effect on the twins. And that is going to be kind of like basically mimicking Gale. Okay, now here we go. We have the top two teams of today. One is going to be Frosty's team. This is going to be real Fresto in front of Smoky, blue twin on the right, pink twin on the left, Illusion in the left corner, and Sonya buffing up the Sinbad and the Smoky. And you guys know the charms. It is just Gale charms onto the twins, but apart from that, the other heroes here are going to be on their standard charm sets, which are going to be Gale onto Sinbad, Arcane onto Sonya, the Fresto with the Sorcery charms, and then of course, Smoky with the Recovering or the Sorcery charms. Both will work. So the RNG from this boss comes down to a couple of factors. Number one, in these teams we're running Smoky, and so you want to have the optimal timing of the blue aura of Smoky to be able to constantly deal damage to the Illucia. Wow, we already set a new record with this comp. 73 billion damage. That is crazy. I can't believe my last week's record was so bad. So this is a really good team. 73.3 billion. So what I've heard from people is that this team you're seeing right here, even though it isn't the all-time top team, it's Frosty's team, it is the most consistently performing, relatively good team. And it can get up to over 75 billion damage with a maxed out account. For this account, I don't know what we can get. Maybe 74 billion. But I do want to do a couple of runs of this. So I think I'm going to do a couple of skip runs. Let's see whether we have the potential of getting a higher score. Okay, another great score. Yeah, so it's showing you the consistency of this team. However, it is not going to be the top team of today. The top team is also the most extreme in RNG. And so that's why probably the good advice is to do a couple runs of this team before moving on to that. But I don't know. It doesn't look like we're getting higher on this team. So let's go ahead and jump into the final top team and do our remaining runs onto that. Here is the top team from Beebsy Venom. Is going to be Real Fresto in front of the Smoky, Illusion in front of the Sonya, Sinbad and Sonya on the Stellar Bond, Blue Twin on the right, Pink Twin on the left with the Harmonic Spell. Now this team with the maxed out count, this is the one that has been getting 77 billion damage. Like I said, however, you need Gale charms onto twins for this comp. That is essential. The other heroes are going to be their standard charms. Arcane onto Sonya, Gale onto Sinbad, the Smoky recovering charms, and then Fresto sorcery charms. So in terms of getting that 12 score, you need to get very lucky in RNG. Like, you could take 15 runs and sometimes still not hit it. You will also need to have your heroes maxed out. Like Sinbad at a higher Paragon Ascension, of course, plus 20 exclusive equipment, and then also having his Gale charms refined. That is what the top players are doing as of today. But like, when you look at this team, this is the problem, right? Like, you look at this score and you're like, well, I should not be running this team. It has gotten 6 billion damage lower than the best score that we got with our team that we showed right before this. Like, we got 73.3 billion on our first run, and it is kind of consistently performing up to that standard. So I'm going to try more runs of Frosty's team, try to get like a 74 billion damage. Like, I'd be happy with that. Okay, 73.5, not bad. But I'm looking, yeah, even if I can get 74 billion damage, you know, with a non-refined Sinbad, with a Paragon 2 Sinbad, I feel like that's pretty impressive, and I would be happy with that, and that's kind of what I'm shooting for. But, like, you're watching this team, and that's what I like about this team. Even though there's some RNG for this one, it really is taking a lot of the RNG out of the equation, because we've done, like, over 5 runs of this team, and only one was that low score. All of the rest have been around 73 billion damage. But basically what I'm trying to say is that this will consistently perform very well for you and allow you to set a new record. And you can do as many runs of this team as you want, and then you can switch up to the overall all-time maximum RNG team if you're feeling lucky. But yeah, I don't know, because I really feel like this Frosty team is doing really well, but at the same time, I want to try to hit that high number. I want to get to 74, 75 billion damage, and maybe that is only possible with this team that we have fielded right now. But when you watch the runs and you do all these skip runs, you think, well, is it even actually possible? So anyway, guys, hopefully using these teams, you're able to get a top score for Illucia today. It is an incredibly high RNG boss. You're going to need to do a lot of runs. And the people who are getting the top scores, they have maxed out even refined charms onto Sinbad, which I personally don't necessarily recommend. I mean, it can be fine, because probably for Ravage Rum, he's going to be great as well. But yeah, okay. So anyway, guys, hopefully you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. If you're not already subscribed to our YouTube channel, please smash that subscribe button. Thank you guys for the support. Also, feel free to join my AFK Journey Discord server. There's a link to that in the description of this video, and we chat about everything related to AFK Journey there. So thanks for watching. I'll hopefully see you in the next video, and until then, everyone, peace out for now.